In my social media basic crash course, I'm going to talk to you about content creation, because this is one of the struggles that people have the most. How do they get to a point in which they can create content at scale without having to commit an excessive amount of time? What you're going to learn today is a totally different approach to building a business. Some of you guys understand really well the concept of drop shipping, print on demand, all those things. I'm going to introduce you guys to a concept today that is very unique and very new to this world today. And it's what I believe to be something that is bigger than the opportunity of third party on Amazon, but with less risk. What I'm going to start with will give you the tools you need to build 8-9-figure brands and even more. So what you'll find out at the end will simplify a lot of what I show you. So are you ready? So let's get started with secret number 1. Ads don't work. Well, not entirely true, but if you know what you're doing, you can make them work. But there's something more powerful than just running ads. Unless you have a groundbreaking problem-solving product, most customers won't buy directly from an ad. People struggle trying to get return on investment. In other words, you'll likely be throwing a lot of your advertising money directly into the trash, just trying to get some attention and trying to get some sales. What you want to do instead, and what I've done with my brands, is build trust. How do we do this exactly? You do this by establishing an online presence, which brings me to my next secret. Attention equals sales. Maybe this one isn't just a secret, right? Something that I recently did as an experiment to find out what would happen if we just did an uptick of social media communication. And to my surprise, we also get an uptick on revenue that goes hand in glove. They go together. So we do somewhere around, for my Natural Skin supplement brand, you guys can look us up on the world of social media, Amazon, e-commerce, all over the place. We do somewhere around 800 publications a week. And you guys are going to understand exactly how we do that. It's not going to be something overwhelming. I'm going to show you guys how simple it is to do something like that in today's process. There's not a single creator creating 800 pieces of content, but the beauty of this whole process is that as you figure out how to create more and more content, which I'm going to show you guys, your revenue also will go up and you start building something that we like to call a legacy. So we all know where the attention is these days. You guys know that everybody's looking at their phones no matter what. You go to a park, you go to a party, everybody's paying attention to these cell phones that we all use and that we all need. Whether you like it or not, this is where most of your potential customers will be. So how do you get attention? By being omnipresent. Omnipresent is a word that is used to describe God. He is everywhere, right? Well, you want to try to replicate that as best as possible. You want to be everywhere, because some people are using Facebook, but they don't use Instagram. Some people use TikTok and they don't use Pinterest and so on, right? So you want to try to be everywhere so you can increase your potential, your possibility of reaching people that otherwise would not be accessible. So we want to be on Instagram. We want to be on different channels. We want to try to brand our brand to the next level across the board by providing valuable content. So we do this everywhere and we do this continuously, and that's how we actually are able to grow without dependence on advertising. So before we continue, let me take you through a crash course on the basics of social media. If you guys have seen any of my stuff, if you guys somehow have been in the world of social media, you know how important it is for anybody that's trying to build a brand, because it's something that really puts you in control, in the driver's seat of actual having a brand that's growing and scaling. Lesson number 1, choosing which social media platform to be on. There's not that many. It's only a handful of them. It's only about 10 or 12 that are really relevant today. So the broader you go with your social media presence, the better. Why? Not everyone is on a single social media platform. Some prefer TikTok, while others prefer YouTube or Facebook. That's why the more social media platforms you're on, the more people you will reach. Lesson number 2, placements. Many social media platforms, I'm going to explain this in a second, today have more than one placement. In other words, a single platform may have multiple places for users to view content. Here's an example. YouTube has channel, your long form videos. They have shorts and they have community. Facebook has feeds, reel stories. Instagram has feed, reel stories. And Pinterest has pins and idea pins. And LinkedIn has feed, stories, article posts. For example, on Instagram placement, there's reels right now. This is the hottest placement on any single platform. Instagram has reels, Facebook has reels, TikTok has TikToks, YouTube has shorts. This is what's being consumed the most by audiences worldwide, the most by a long shot right now. All right, on the next lesson, in my social media basic crash course, I'm going to talk to you about content creation, because this is one of the struggles that people have the most. How do they get to a point in which they can create content at scale without having to commit an excessive amount of time? In order to post on social media, you need content. Content can be in the form of video, long or short, images, graphics, written word blogs, or even audio for podcasts. The key to gaining traction organically is to make it valuable. So what makes content valuable? Valuable content includes one or more of the following elements: entertainment, inspiration, education. For example, content idea number 1, answer a question or solve a problem relevant to your industry. This is an example of a brand that I built. I'm going to talk about this in a little while. 6 simple things you can do to improve your mood. Content like this, here's a surprising thing that you guys might already have experienced. On social media, for every post that you make, if you get 1 like, you're getting another 100 people to watch your content. So some people get disappointed when they see only a couple of people engaging or talking or commenting or liking. But what you don't know is that people do actually see your stuff. They just don't engage with you as much. So attention is attention. Content idea number 2, share stories related to your industry that inspire your audience to improve their life. This is, for example, communications that we get testimonials for Dr. Berg's content, and we just grab those testimonials, put them in writing, have the before and after pictures, and post them on social media. One final tip on content creation: don't worry about perfection. Instead, focus your efforts on being consistent while creating high quality content and getting better at it along the way. Improvement will happen naturally over time. That's a wrap on the social media basics crash course. So again, you want to have 800 publications a week? Not really, because we're a brand that does $50 million a year. You have to work yourself up to that point. But let me show you how this is possible. How can you possibly make 863 publications in one single week? Is that even something that we can easily do? No, that's not something that we're going to do. We're not going to create 800 different publications in a single week, because no creator has the ability to do such a ridiculous, insane amount of content. We have work, we have businesses, we have things to do ourselves, we have family, and that's not simply possible. I'm going to show you a better way to maximize one piece of content with the next secret. Secret number 3, making lots of content doesn't need to be hard. And that's the one thing that, even though it's not really a secret, most people don't really go deep into this particular subject and figure out how to become omnipresent with very little content. I'm going to show you guys this in the next few steps. To recap, we've established that posting lots of valuable content will be a vital part of your initial brand building strategy. So how do you maximize a single piece of content so that it works for as many platforms and placements as possible? You slice it and dice it, that piece of content, and turn it into multiple forms of content. So you get primary content, which is your video. 6, 4, 10-minute long videos, 12 minutes long video, that becomes what I like to call your primary content. That content gets turned into many different pieces of content. For example, one video that is 6 minutes in length could produce quote cards, clips that are several clips that are 60 seconds or less, audio, podcast, long form video. A lot of the creators that you consume content for, this is exactly what they're doing, and that's how they multiply. And I get people that run into me all the time and they tell me, Manuel, how can you possibly create so much content? How is it possible for you to be so omnipresent? And what they don't know is that I pretty much don't even create content. People take things that I'm doing like right now and they split it up and dice it and they make magic happen. We turn that into thousands of publications a month. The secret here that you guys should know is that in order for you to get attention on social media, you got to provide value. If all you're trying to do is sell to people your products, you're not going to be able to succeed, because there's too much competition. There's too many people out there trying to do the same thing that you're doing. The way that you differentiate yourself is you become a content unicorn, somebody that's providing value, education, inspiration, so you can actually create a big push of goodwill and attention for your brand.